February 17th, 2020. Joe here at Simple Life Show. I appreciate everybody for joining me today. We know that the news media is biased. We know that, both Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. Fox News is primarily conservative. If you haven't already know that by now, MSNBC and CNN are primarily liberal and democratic in nature. So we don't really need to go over that. The reason why I'm talking about this right now is the sensationalism that goes with the news media. We all know that the news media, just like Fox and CNN and MSNBC, they're all businesses. They have to sell advertising. So if it's not sensational, if people's eyeballs aren't glued to either the TV or the online version of their news, then they're not going to sell as much advertising. It's pretty simple. It's just math, right? As Andrew Yang would say, it's just math. But that being as it is, trying to twist stories into something that never happened is wrong. It's putting out another false narrative out there, which is not even based on anything in reality. And I wanted to talk about at least one story here to just kind of point that out. Slate actually put out something on February 15th, a couple days ago, where it says Trump sparks outrage by quoting Emerson to refer him to himself as the king. I did put a video out there, and it was a couple videos ago, maybe a week or two ago, and I put a collaboration of a whole bunch of people calling Trump the king. How he thinks that he's a monarch, a king, an authoritarian, and all this kind of stuff. Joe Scarborough thinks that Trump's going to go around and start just arresting people and putting people into camps. But this is the sensationalism that I'm talking about. And this is a prime example, absolute prime example of that. Slate puts out a story. Trump sparks outrage by quoting Emerson to refer to himself as the king, right? That's the headline. So people are going to see that like, oh, okay, Trump's referring to himself as the king again. Let's go to Donald Trump's Twitter. We're going to see what they're actually referring to. This is the tweet, as it were, from February 15th. He says, Ralph Waldo Emerson seemed to foresee the lesson of the Senate impeachment trial of President Trump. When you strike at the king, Emerson famously said, you must kill him. Mr. Trump's foes struck at him, but did not take him down. A triumph of Mr. Trump emerges from, then it goes on and on, right? So he is, what they're saying here on Slate is that he is quoting Ralph Waldo Emerson. But that is not the truth. The truth is that the New York Times put out an article right after the impeachment. After he was acquitted in the Senate, the New York Times put out this story. It said, while stained in history, Trump will emerge from trial triumphant and unshackled. Let's read. His acquittal in the Senate assured the emboldened president will take his victory and grievance to the campaign trail, no longer worried about congressional constraint. Here we go. February 1st. Ralph Waldo Emerson seemed to foresee the lessons of the Senate impeachment trial of President Trump. When you strike at a king, Emerson famously said, you must kill him. Mr. Trump's foes struck at him, but did not take him down. Please understand that Trump was quoting the New York Times. The New York Times was the one that was quoting Ralph Waldo Emerson. If he was quoting Ralph Waldo Emerson, he would have just stopped at you must kill him. Mr. Trump's foes stuck at him, but did not take him down. A triumph of Mr. Trump emerges from the blah, 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 blah. That is from the New York Times. That is from the first. He decided to do that to troll the New York Times. And then we have Slate coming in, geniuses that they are, saying that Trump sparks outrage by quoting Emerson to refer to himself as the king. All he was doing was quoting the New York Times. This is what I'm talking about. When people who don't research anything, don't go to the source, and don't kind of seek out what is really going on, they see these types of things and they're like, oh, well, Trump is obviously a monarch now. He thinks that he's a king. Until he starts doing things that a monarch would do, please stop. Please stop referring to him as a king, because he has not done anything yet. He has not subverted the Constitution yet. And someone like me, who is an independent, is always looking for a reason. People, I am not part of the Trump camp. I'm not part of the Kool-Aid drinkers on either side. I like Trump. I'm voting for him. And I will continue supporting him until he breaks the Constitution. Once he has subverted the Constitution and it starts to act like a king or a monarch or a dictator or authoritarian or whatever you want to call him this week, I will continue to support him. As well should everyone who has a rational mind. You have to judge people based on their character, the fruits of their own tree, what they are doing, their actions. But all I see is just a whole bunch of hyperbole. I see a whole bunch of just nonsense. I see BS, as Trump would so succinctly put it. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about. This is what you have to look out for. The sensationalism to sell papers, the sensationalism to keep eyeballs glued to the TV screen. Please do your own research. Please seek out the truth. Because without the truth, you'll be led down so many dark paths. Until next time, this is Joe with Simple Life. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.